Hi there, this is Darren from SimNation. Just doing a quick follow-up video around the awards for this season. Of course, just did the championship game. We normally do the championship game plus awards plus the North-South game. So we move straight into set red shorts, which will happen on Tuesday. If you want to join the league, now's a great time to actually do it because we're going to flip the league on Thursday and go into a new season, and it's a perfect time to pick up a team. We have some really good teams still available. If you're interested in some powerhouses like Houston, Michigan State, TCU, Washington State will probably be available because I think I'm going to move away from them. Texas is available as well. Um, and then of course, there's a lot of ACC teams still available. So it's a good time to join. You can probably get a really good team in the process. But let's move into awards real quick. And we're going to skip this because it's a little bit annoying. But Anthony Church, of course, won the Heisman coming off that really big game in the championship game against Iowa. He also wins the Walter Camp. Um, Anthony Glass, this is a good thing for Shark and Iowa State. I won't disagree with this. Glass had a great season. Not sure that I agree with Church as the Doak Walker Award winner. I think one of the Iowa running backs should have won it instead of him, but I don't normally change these. Jackie Bush, no doubt there about the Davy O'Brien. I actually would have said that he should have won the Heisman over Anthony Church, but I think the way that the voting happens, it happens after the championship game. So fresh in everybody's mind is Church's really solid performance in that game. Jerome Belcher wins the senior award, the Johnny Unitas for quarterbacks with a really solid season. Led Nevada into the playoffs, so definitely deserves that. Don't really agree with Lindbergh winning the Blitnikoff. There were other better wide receivers there, but again, this is a product of Maryland just winning the championship game. Osborne, no doubt about him. He definitely deserved it from Boise State. Lombardi Award, I can see Thomas. Thomas had a really solid year this year. Definitely deserves the mention. We talked about Glass already for Outland. It's no shock that he won both of those two awards. I agree with Gerald Vickery. I think despite that there may be people with better stats than him, he was a game changer for Florida State, and so therefore wins the Butkus Award. Mark Berger, I think that the Michigan cornerback should have won the Thorpe, but Berger was right up there throughout the season, so congrats, Gary, on winning that. And of course, for Florida State, congrats, Sample, for winning that as well. And then the Luke Rosa goes to Joseph Farrow, and the Ray Guy goes to Danny Ahmed. So just a couple of these I kind of disagree with, like the Heisman. I disagree with that one. Also kind of disagree a little bit with the Thorpe and also the Doak Walker, but I get why the computer did what it did. So those are your award winners for the season. Um, and then, of course, prestige updates. Maryland's not going to get any because they're at 99. But the big movers in prestige, UNLV, TCU, Rutgers, Iowa State, Iowa, Western Michigan, Washington State, Texas. Washington State, I think, is now like a mid 90s prestige team. And then, of course, the big movers in the loss of prestige, Texas A&M, Baylor, and Arizona. So if we look at the Senior Bowl, just real quick, the notables in this game, of course, is Jewett, who was the really good Louisiana Monroe quarterback. Grady is a really good running back. So is Bustos and Guerrera. Guerrero and Bustos are two people to keep an eye out for the draft in the WWPF. On the flip side, on the North team, I already mentioned Belcher. Hawthorne is also a good person to keep an eye on. Hollow and LaFleur should have really productive pro careers. Build probably won't just because he's only there because of the fact that uh, the previous two seasons you had Merriman and Willis. The reason why I was pausing because I was just looking at some of the people being left out of the Senior Bowl, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm okay with that, and I don't think that I am. So you are going to go bye-bye. You are going to get introduced. Oops, wrong one. I think that's him. So Garcia will go in just because I think I'm not really okay with these. I'm okay with those three. I would pick Ashby over Bustos, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just looking real quick to see if there's anybody else that should have been in no that stands out as someone that got missed. There's no way Dove's going to be a no because he didn't have a great season. So we're just going to advance and then see how this plays out. And this, of course, is the North-South game. We're not going to watch it, but we will show the score. So Asa Garcia with a really strong game, Bustos with a decently strong game. If we look at the box score, the North versus the South, Hawthorne didn't do well. Beltrell kind of well. Hollow, okay game. There's not a lot of difference in this, but really it makes sense that the North won. They had much more solid game. Asa Garcia, 80% passing. Jewett, 52. So hats off to the North. And Asa Garcia potentially is a lottery type pick for the NFL. So we'll see how that plays out. And we are going to go ahead and click Hill and kick that up. Publish upload. Yes. And that's it for now. So kind of just showed you the North-South game and the awards. If you're interested in joining, definitely let us know. But this is meant to be a smaller video just to go over the awards. I do think that the Heisman went to the wrong person. I really think it should have went to the quarterback at Troy. I think he really deserves it above anyone else. And then with the Doak Walker, I still think you could have given it to Lemon, who was at Iowa. You also had a couple of the other running backs that we saw in the North-South game that could have easily taken it as well. So I don't think Hollow deserved it, but I would argue that Guerrera is someone that should have been considered. Um, but in the end, it's going to go to Church just because he played in more games and had more yards. But if we look at really who it should have went to, I think the Heisman's easy. It should have been Jackie Bush. But I think Lemon should have won it, or Edward Yang is another person I would have given it to, even Reginald Ashby. But of course, they're going to give it to Church because he broke 2,000 albeit in like 16 or 17 games. And then interception wise, I like Burgle a lot, but I think Gunter probably should have won it. I think Gunter had a better season than Burgle. But either way, it would have been one of these two. So just great season, everyone. Thank you for the time and thank you for the views. Hope everyone has a great day and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.